while since I made a video, but the last week I've been thinking about this video I need to make, and it's how to wake up. So my journey right now is just to find a way to reach the ones who were like me, who needed help and thought they needed help and actually have the help inside them and don't realize it yet. I woke up when I was in my abusive relationship. I was like at the lowest part of it. I was in the depths. I was in that relationship for 8 years, and at first it was lovely and fun, and then after it was not lovely and not fun, and it was a mess, and it was scary, and I was afraid, and my family was afraid, and I felt very alone, and I kept like I was at a low point where I was like the darkest point of my life. I was at a very dark point when I was young. When I was about 16, I was in a very, very, very dark place. And I was able to get myself out of that by changing my environment. And then I had to find a way to change myself so that my environment could change the second time. The first time I was in that dark place, that very low place, I changed my environment, and my environment changed my mind. But the second time, I needed to change my mind so that I could change my environment, so that my mind could continue to change after. So I like I said, I woke up when I was in the darkest point of my relationship, and I was very, very scared. And I mean, I was crying. I was on my knees, hands and knees, in the fetal position actually, on the floor in the kitchen, crying, getting laughed at by my abuser. And it was just, after all of the fuss of it had, like the actual fighting had stopped, and the quiet kind of fell over me, and I was alone, at the end of it. I just laid there on the floor, and I decided that I couldn't do it anymore. And I had so many nights like that in this relationship where I was like, I'm done, I just want to leave, but I couldn't make myself do it. So I had to look inside, to start changing the inside, because whatever you change on the inside starts to change on the outside almost on its own. If you change, it can be very difficult to change our environment on the outside. Money holds us back, the attachments we have to the people we have in our lives hold us back, but it's all in your mind. It's not actually holding you back, it's just what you're thinking about that holds you back. I want to leave, but I don't have enough money. I want to leave, but I don't have this. I want to leave, but I don't have anywhere to go. I want to leave, I want to be better, but those are the things that stop us from making the decisions we know we need to make. So I knew that if I wanted to change my environment this time, I was gonna have to change my mind first. And at that darkest point, when it was either like I was done, it was either die or get out. So I had to get out. But it took me a few months of staying in that situation. I would never recommend this. It was so ugly, don't do it. But after I made that decision that night, it kind of dawned on me, and my whole body changed. I woke up the next morning and I felt different. I thought different. I considered things different. I decided I don't give a shit. I've been asking to be happy, healthy, and safe for so long. I'm just gonna go in. I'm just gonna do it. I'm going to be happy, healthy, and safe, and I don't give a shit who I have to knock out of my way to do it. Me and my son will be happy, healthy, and safe. So I started chasing after that, and I started to reach. I started to reach for the happiness. I started to reach for the things that felt good. I started to reach for the things that made me feel safe and I started to reach for the things that made me feel alive. And the second I started doing that, my whole world changed. I could see the things that were good all along that I didn't even pay attention to before, because I was so stuck in my negative mentality and seeing the dangers of my reality, which were very real. But they started to become less and less and less real. They started to get smaller and smaller and smaller because I was giving them less power. And once I realized that I was in control of my own mind and I was in control of my own reality, as soon as I saw that me changing my perspective for just a day, I changed my perspective, I felt better, and I was able to sleep that night. All hands on deck after that. Can't nobody stop me. Now there is no stopping. Now there is no limit. Now I'm not going to accept the same things that I would have accepted before. No, I'm going to move forward. I deserved happy, healthy, and safe, and I got happy, healthy, and safe. I deserved smooth sailing, and not everything is smooth and peaceful, but I'm telling you right now, it is so much smoother than it was before. So this video is going to be called How to Wake Up. And sometimes we wake up for good reasons. I'm sure some people, they're all good reasons, but sometimes I'm sure we wake up from being motivated on the positive side, from the top down. We decide we want to help or something, or somebody else is going in a wrong direction, and we decide that we want to be helpful. So we wake up and decide that we are in control of our reality. That's what waking up means. We decide and we learn and we notice that we are in control of our reality. So as soon as I noticed that, I started changing things, and then the outside started changing all on its own. I no longer felt stuck. I no longer had those thoughts coming into my head. When I said I wanted to leave, I didn't have all of those negative, loopy thoughts that he gave me in my head. And this is something I had to learn too. If you are not careful about who you speak to, what you watch, what you listen to, if you are not careful and selective with what you put into your mind, then you will not be able to be careful and selective with your thoughts. If you are watching scary movies and sad things and murderous things and all of that type of stuff, you are going to have more thoughts around that type of idea. And so I started being more careful about the music I listened to. I wouldn't listen to any degrading music or stuff that it always sounds good because the beats are always so helpful, and I'm a very musical person. I love to sing and I love to dance and I love to listen to music, but I had to find music that fit my current mentality and where I was trying to go. Boy, that simple switch right there, and not watching movies anymore, so changed my mind. So deeply changed my mind. Thank you for being here, gods. So switched my mind. It completely turned everything around. I stopped listening to music and I started finding music that was more along the spiritual lines, kind of healthy music, singing about personal development, understanding yourself, being kind to others, accepting things the way they are. That type of undertone is so drastically different than what I had listened to before. Like, the mainstream music is all about cheating and doing what you want for pleasure and drugs and things like that, like low vibrational things that make you think and feel lower. Once I switched that change all by itself showed me enough that I was in control of myself and my power over my own reality. It showed me enough that I would never put it down again. I would never put it down again. At that lower point in my life, it was either fucking die or get better. And I had a son, so I decided I was going to get better no matter what it is. No matter what I have to do, no matter who I have to cut off, no matter where I have to go, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna start here. And I did. And once I started here, I realized the power I had here. And then all at once, it's like, as soon as I realized the power that I had, I no longer needed other opinions. I no longer needed motivation. I no longer needed help, like things to help me do it. I was just doing it myself because I realized the power that I had. And that's what waking up is, when you realize your own power. Because we're all stuck, you know, like our older generation, our parents, they not in control of anything. They shove things down, they stifle it, they carry a lot of shame. There's a lot of shame in the older generations. And they pass it down to their children and their children and their children until some of their children are able to see it for what it is. You know, and we get rid of the things that our parents taught us. No, it's not a shameful thing to cry. If something is hurting you, you're going to cry. The fix is not to shove down the crying. The fix is to see why you're crying. That made you cry. Why did that make you cry? Is it something inside of you that responded to that, or is it that thing that actually hurt you? If that thing actually hurt you and made you cry, then you should probably stay away from that thing. You should probably understand that that thing only made you cry because of its own thing. It's doing its own thing, and you don't have to pay attention to it. It doesn't have to be a part of your reality. You know? It's an all-knowing and an understanding of the world that you almost can't always put into words. Sometimes the ideas just pop in. You'll be thinking of, like, sometimes I'll be talking to you guys, and in the middle of a video I'm making, another idea will pop into my head that I had never thought about before, and I'm like, oh! You know? It's just, I don't know, there's really not a way to describe it besides it's you realizing your own power. You realizing the control you have over your reality. It's realizing that your thoughts are what is there in your mind, and what you put in your mind is from everywhere around you. The people that you're around, the music you listen to, the movies you watch, the shows you watch, the videos you watch, the things you hear from other people, the places that you go, the substances that you take in, food included, drink included, drugs and everything else included. If you are taking in those things, then your mind is going to put out things that are from those things. So, right, if you go to, let me think, if you go to a nightclub and everyone is drinking and drunk and partying, if you stay sober, you're going to realize how low and how scary and how sad and miserable and uncomfortable and that is. You'll start to see it because you're not matching the vibration. But if you go to a nightclub and you start drinking, you're going to match the vibration. Your spirit is going to be lowered and you're going to match that vibration. You're going to think it's fun. You're going to be enjoying yourself. Your body is going to be not enjoying it, but because you are so drunk, you can't connect with your body. Your mind can't connect with your heart and your body, so you don't know. You start to match the resonance in the place. It's very important to be careful where you go and who you spend time with and what you do. You must understand first that what you put into your mind is what you will get out. Stop watching murder mystery documentaries. Stop watching movies with rape scenes and things like that in them. Sorry, I didn't make the R-word scenes. Stop listening to music that is about drugs and alcohol and screwing off. Stop talking to people who tell you the negative things first. Stop talking to people who bring you negative places. Stop going there and see, just for a week or two, stop going to those toxic places and see how different your mind and body feel, how different your thoughts are. If you are not putting those things into your mind, then you cannot get those thoughts out of your mind. Your brain is an antenna. The whole point, you have your spirit, your energy body, and then you have your physical body. Your physical body is made of earth to resonate with earth. Your brain is made of earth to resonate with earth. It is an antenna. It receives everything you put into it, it receives. And then those are the thoughts that you're going to get out. They're going to be scrambled. They're going to be busy. If you're not careful about what you're putting in, you'll have thoughts that are coming from all over the place. And this is why sometimes we feel like our brain hates us. When we're depressed and our brain is telling us negative, sad things, it's not because we're thinking those thoughts. That's not our thoughts. It's because our brain is an antenna and it's tuned into negativity. If you are tuned into negativity, you will get negativity out. Switch the station. Choose a different station. Choose positivity. Choose to think about positive things. Choose to go around positive people. Choose to go to positive places. Choose to make positive changes, and those thoughts will go away. You don't have to be depressed. You don't have to hate yourself. You don't have to feel like your brain hates you or like your brain is attacking you. There's a reason for it. If you are feeling like your brain is giving you too many negative thoughts and you can't even get them to shut up, it's because you are tuned into a negative frequency and you must switch it. You can, whenever you choose. For some of us, we are attached to family members that are negative, and we can't. Some of us are very young still, and like when you are adolescent, of course, you can't just move out and run away from your family. But what you can do is make your mind a fortress. You can. You can. You can choose to create space from whatever it is, as much space as you possibly can, and the smallest amount of space can make the biggest difference in your brain, babes. It really, really can. If you just decide, okay, at movie time at the end of the day, when mom and dad turn on the TV, or dad or mom, whatever, turn on the TV, and they're watching negative movies or movies that are not good for me, I know they're not good for me and I don't want to watch it, don't. Leave the room. Put in your earphones and watch videos, or whatever it is that you have to do in order to create some small space, small steps between you and the negativity. They will make huge differences, and you will see. You will see them. It's a beautiful world, and we are kind of taught to see the worst. We go on social media and people are complaining about politics, complaining about the government and not doing anything, complaining about other people being hungry, and complaining about this person having a different idea than this person. It's because there is so much negativity around them. We're watching movies with our brothers and sisters, people pretending, acting out the worst case scenarios. Why? Why would you watch a movie that has a woman being brutally attacked in it? What could possibly make you want to watch that? If you're already on that negative frequency, you will crave those things, you will watch those things, you will choose those things first. But if you switch the frequency of your mind and you choose to have more positive things in your mind, if you choose, you make the decision, I'm going to, from this point on, control the things that go into my mind the best I can, then you start to reap the benefits of that quite quickly. This is gone. I had everything written down and I was going to read it all, but it kind of just went on a tangent instead. So I might refilm this. I'm not sure. Unless y'all just want to hear me talk, I don't care. We block our own blessings. Spirit, that's one thing I realized too, is that Spirit is always trying to bless you. Spirit is always trying to bless you. Always got blessings coming towards you. There are always blessings coming towards you. Even if you're in the pits, there are always blessings coming towards you. Spirit is always trying to reach for you. Always, always. All that is necessary is that you reach. Reach for your happiness. Reach for the things. Make one decision one day to go on a walk and see how that makes you feel. That is a reach. That is a small reach. I don't know what it's called or who painted it, but there's a painting of God and Adam that are, and I'm not Christian or Catholic or anything like that, but there's a painting of God and Adam where God is up carried by the cherubs in the clouds, and he is reaching, he's fully extending his arm towards Adam, and all Adam needs to do, Adam is down with the other people, I believe it might be cherubs too actually, but he's in the earth, and all he has to do is this. That's it. All he has to do is make a small reach. If you reach for the positivity, it will flow in so fast. As soon as you make that connection, and you're there. You are waking up. It takes time to fully develop, but you are there. You are there. Once the first connection is made, there's really not a lot of effort that goes along into it after that. Things start to change all on your own. The day that I decided I was going to switch the music I listened to something more positive, the day I started listening to Abraham Hicks, the day I started doing my own tarot readings, the day I started making those changes and actually reaching for help from the divine, I started receiving it. And within a week, I felt completely different about the relationship. I saw it completely differently. I broke the trauma bond in a day. It felt like it wasn't really in a day. I didn't switch it in one day, but it felt like one day it just was gone. The trauma bond was broken. The spells were broken. I was free. I was free. I still had pain when I left my ex. I still had pain of separating from a family, but it was nowhere near compared to what it was before, because before he had my brain so donked up that I really thought I couldn't keep me and my son alive without his help. Like I said, I want to leave, but I want to be better, but I want to stop drinking, but I want to move out, but I want to find love, but all that, all these negative thoughts, all these doubtful things that stopped me from reaching. All I had to do was reach. All I had to do was reach. So I had these thoughts. I knew I felt bad. It felt bad being in that place, and my heart would break every day. So I knew that the reason my heart was breaking is because I didn't belong there. I knew I knew I wanted better, but I guess I didn't believe that I deserved better. I didn't believe that I could do better. I didn't believe that there was better. But as soon as I started changing my frequency, my grandma told me, when I told her one day that my ex had cheated on me, I went to my grandma and I told my grandma, I said, "Grandma, he cheated on me." And I was crying and I was heartbroken and I was thinking about leaving. And she looked me in my face. My grandmother, my mother's mother, told me, "All men cheat." And as I went home and I thought about what she said, and I was like, that's so stupid. All men can't cheat. There's got to be some good men out there. But even though I thought about it that way, my heart received what she said, and that was enough to rock my foundation. That was enough to knock down the few steps that I had built up, the few steps of confidence that I had built up. that was enough to bring them crashing down. And I had enough doubt in myself and my ability to find a man that didn't cheat. I had just enough doubt that I stayed for a little while longer. I stayed for a little longer. And then I always knew that I was getting cheated on, but I could never find any proof. And he had me convinced that I needed to have proof in order to break a family. If you are in an abusive relationship, if you are in any relationship, whether it's abusive or perfect, you don't need concrete proof of an offense to cut down that relationship. If you are not happy and you are not being fulfilled in that relationship, you don't need proof of anything. You can leave whenever you choose, and that is fully within your right to do so, because your only job here on earth is to do what's best for you. And what's best for you is never going to feel bad. Never going to feel bad. And I don't mean like working out, how like working out kind of sucks sometimes. But you know, after you heal from that workout, your muscles are stronger. It's the same with trauma. It's the same with emotional workouts, right? Like when you are in a difficult situation that's making you cry, making you sad, making you depressed, making you feel bad, that is a workout, pretty much. It's a workout. And as soon as you get out of that, see it in a way, see it from the other side. Hindsight's 20/20, right? When you see that situation from the other side, it no longer has the power that it did before. It just doesn't. And you're free. You're free. And as soon as you heal from that, you are stronger in that you can see that type of abuse coming from a mile away. After I left that, you're stronger, After I left that relationship, I was with him and I was trauma bonded and I was so broken down. I had negative self-beliefs. I had all of this junk just weighing me down and I felt so horrible all the time. But I stayed because my body would feel good when he would stop being abusive and turn around back into that person again and be kind. I would cling to those good feelings and almost push out the negative ones. But when you are feeling a negative emotion, it's telling you that you don't belong there. This isn't right for you. This isn't what you're supposed to be dealing with. You are right now, and you will be perfectly fine after this, but you are not meant to stay here. So let's move forward. They are never punishments. They are never, ever, 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 ever punishments. Never punishments. They are never, ever punishments. No magic dude in the sky is sending you bad, hurtful situations or scenarios because of something bad that you did. Never is that the case. Never. We go through situations that hurt us when we are not aware of our power, when we are not aware of what we deserve, when we are not aware of how we affect our environment. We're walking around like kids, and little kids like walking around by a pool, like a little toddler walking around by a pool. This child doesn't understand they can't breathe underwater, right? This child doesn't understand that if they get too close, their noggin's heavier than their booty and they're gonna fall in there. They don't understand. You don't understand. So you're walking around kind of like a child with not all of the puzzle pieces. But as soon as you get the puzzle pieces, then you understand. You're 5-6 years old now. I better not get too close until I know how to swim. I'll wait for my people to help me. It's hindsight is 20/20. There is no wrong. There is no punishments. There is no dude punishing you for bad things that you've done. There is only you doing bad things because you're walking around like a child, uneducated on what you can do. If you don't understand your power, then you don't walk in your power, and you end up in places that remind you, you're stronger than this. You're supposed to be doing better than this. If you don't know your strength and you're not, I'm trying to think of another analogy. I'm all about the analogies. You don't know algebra until somebody teaches you algebra, You don't know how to save yourself, and you don't know how to get out of your own mind when you're depressed and you're in that low vibrational place, when you're depressed and anxious and hurting. And sometimes you do feel like you need somebody to pull you out of it, because controlling our own mind can be very difficult if you don't know how to do it. But once you learn how to do it, everything switches on its own and it kind of just gets taken care of. As soon as you make that small reach, I'm going to change the type of movies that I watch. Things in your life will change. You will notice changes. I'm going to stop listening to toxic music and start finding more music that resonates well, things with people in them that are saying good things. You will notice a difference. You will. I'm going to stop going around this person that gives me negative feedback every single time I talk to them. I'm going to stop going around that person. Boom. You will see a difference. You will see a difference. And once you see your ability to change your reality and help yourself, you no longer reach for anyone else to help you. It's just you and the divine. That's all that's necessary. And when I say divine, I mean your ancestors. I mean God. I mean whatever religion you are. It means yourself and your connection to spirit, your connection to whatever it is you choose to give the names of these gods. It could be Ra, it could be Krishna, it could be Ma Kali, it could be anybody, any entity, any deity, anything, anyone that makes you feel powerful or makes you feel like you are connected to something greater than yourself, because you are. The reason those things feel good in every single group of humans from every corner of the earth has come up with some kind of divine connection. Every single group. You cannot tell me, not in a million years, especially not now, you cannot tell me that any of them are wrong. You cannot tell me that they are wrong, and that they all came up with that just because of what? They've got to be right. They've got to be onto something, yes? And it's because you are connected to the divine. You are connected to source. You are connected to something so, so powerful. You are so, so powerful. And this is why it hurts you to be in places that you don't belong. Imagine if your child was going to a place that you knew was bad for them. You're going to lay into that child at some point. Baby, what are you doing? Baby, what you doing? What are you doing? Get out of that place. Stop going there. That place is bad for you. So that's what your body does. Your body tells you, baby, what you're doing? Leave that place. Stop hanging out there. Don't go over there. And then sometimes your trauma and your thoughts and your brain, your human brain will be like, well, but I don't have anybody else. But it's boring being at home by yourself. Your spirit is telling you that those things are not good for you. And when you make the choice to make that small little reach towards the divine, towards controlling your own reality, towards your own power, towards waking up, everything unfolds all by itself. Everything unfolds all by itself. Your mind starts to change about things. You don't even have to try and change your mind. It's not about making a habit. It's not about building a habit or finding motivation anymore. You don't need motivation. You don't change. You transform. You change on the inside, and then all of a sudden, I can't be in this relationship anymore. This is toxic and it feels bad. I don't deserve this. I can't be here anymore. I have to go. And then it doesn't freaking matter what's on the other side. You're gonna find it. You're gonna find it. You're gonna get there. I don't care how. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna find my paradise because I deserve paradise, just like everyone else does. Once you get to this point where you're like, no, I deserve to be good. I deserve to have good things in my life. I deserve to be surrounded by people that love me. I deserve to love myself. I deserve to watch out for my own self. I deserve to be who I want to be. You pick the person you want to be. That's you, babe. That's you, babe. I don't deserve to be abused. I don't deserve to be left out in the cold. I don't deserve to be judged. I don't deserve to have somebody tell me bad things. I don't deserve for somebody to be mean to me. I am kind to other people. Why would God make me kind to other people so that other people could be mean to me? Huh? No. 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 I deserve to be happy, healthy, and safe. And really, after I left that relationship, I realized how bare minimum that was. I realized that I was only asking, for about 2 years of my life, I was asking every single day, I just want to be happy, healthy, and safe. Please stop this. Please stop this. I just want to be happy, healthy, and safe. That's it. I just want to be happy, healthy, and safe. And now that I've left that relationship, I'm like, dang, I was asking for the bare minimum. The bare minimum. I was asking for what I already deserved. Nobody can abuse you unless you let them. Thank you, Spirit. Nobody can abuse you unless you let them. So if somebody is abusing you and hurting you, and no matter how they're abusing you, it doesn't matter. If somebody is abusing you, it's because you're allowing them to do so. Once you see that, you understand the power that you hold. Once you see it's not your fault. I didn't say it's your fault. I said it's because you're letting them. Because like I said, just like toddlers running around, we don't know until we know. We don't know our power that we hold until we know the power that we hold. And once we know the power that we hold, baby, everything goes its own way. Everything goes exactly the way it's meant to be. Always. Always, always, always. Even the most tragic things. Yes, I know there are tragic and hurtful things that we wish we never had to go through. And sometimes it's harder to let go than other times. But we have to understand that everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Always. Always. If you are in that situation, it's not because somebody decided you need to go through that situation in order to be better or whatever. No. It's because you were walking around making decisions from a mind that didn't know its own power. If you knew how wonderful you were, if you knew what you deserved, if you knew how powerful you were, if you knew how divine and beautiful and on purpose you were, then you wouldn't have made the decisions that got you in that toxic relationship. But once you get out of that toxic relationship, you see it for what it is, and you can recognize a toxic relationship from a mile away. I see you coming from a mile away. You can't affect me no more. You can't hurt me no more, and can't nobody else come into my life and give me what you gave me, because I can see it. As soon as you choose that you're going to see it for what it is, that's when things start changing and you start becoming a beautiful person. The beautiful person that you really are. The one that's powerful. The one that deserves what you want and not just what you have. Okay, I'm just going to read this really quickly because the video is going to be called How to Wake Up. Sometimes we wake up triggered by others or by events affecting others, but most of the time it's in the darkest hour of our life when we flip the switch. We're alone, sad, depressed, abused, taken advantage of, and as low as we can possibly get, and we finally decide we're not going to take it anymore. We see that the reason it feels so bad is because it's not for us. We deserve more, and as soon as we decide we deserve more, we start to reach, and that is all that is required for Spirit to start sending in your blessings. We block our own blessings with negative self-talk, focusing on others' self-beliefs, refusing to see our power, refusing to see our part in shaping our lives, and by letting negative things, tuning into negative stations. Don't watch negative movies and negative music and stuff like that. No one can abuse you unless you let them. As children, we couldn't stop it, but as adults, we most certainly can. Women are smart and can feel a threat from a mile away. When we are awake, men are strong and can fight the threat when it's presented. Be careful in selecting company and influences. Anything you put in your brain gets put out as thoughts. You can choose what thoughts you take and which thoughts you throw away. Think to yourself, I am worthy of respect. Some thoughts might come and remind you of things that you did that you don't think deserve respect. This is called a fragment. You are meant to see this part of and understand it, not change it or deny it. If we want to know our self-beliefs, we need to look and remember how our family members made us feel. What did they say to us? We are all programmed by our parents, and as adults, we have the same power they had. We can rethink things whenever we want to. They had their programming, and their parents had theirs, and times change, and we must change too. We only pass down trauma until we see it for what it is. I think we did some loop-de-loops, but I think I got it. I think I covered pretty much all of it. What was that part? I heard it. Hold on. Things respected as a fragment. You are meant to see this part and understand it, not change it or deny it, because there ain't nothing wrong with it. When you have a negative self-belief or a negative part of yourself or something that some part of yourself believes, right? The reason I was in that toxic relationship was because part of me believed that all men cheat, right? My grandma told me all men cheat. So that little bit of doubt was enough to make me stay in that relationship, even though I wanted to leave, and it made me stay for a year or more. I think it was more than a year that I stayed after that. And I continued to get cheated on because I believed, even though I logically thought how stupid that fucking was, right? I still stayed, and because I believed on some level that all men cheat. Because I had a belief about men that they couldn't control themselves, and that until a certain age they're just toxic, and that they're allowed to do whatever they want and things like that. I had to explore that. But I wasn't wrong. I wasn't entirely wrong. Part of me believed that because that's the version of men that I had seen my whole life, right? I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't right either. So I had to sit with that part of myself and understand a lot of men cheat, but a lot of grown men, good, kind men, don't. And I would not. A lot of me is going on faith at this point, okay? A lot of me is going on faith. But I had to understand that the reason I was wanting a man not to cheat on me is because I deserve a man to not cheating on me, right? The reason I want more money is because I deserve more money. I deserve to not be struggling, right? I deserve to not struggle for money. I deserve to not stress about it. The reason I wanted a partner that was kind to me, which again, I was asking for the bare minimum. The reason I want that is because that is for me. I want whatever wants me. I deserve to have someone kind, cool, and collected with me. I deserve to have someone help instead of hurt me. So that's why I wanted it. And that's why being with someone who hurt me was not feeling good. It was not sitting well with my spirit, and it took me a long time to feel what my spirit even felt like. We can be real disconnected from our bodies but I am trying to make videos that make sense and that help girls, boys, men, and women who are in these situations, who need help. We feel like we need help when we're in those types of situations. When we're real low like that, we feel like we just want somebody to come and help us out. And sometimes we don't have those people. Sometimes we have to be those people for ourselves. But once we become those people for ourselves, I cannot stand, ooh, child, I cannot stand watching somebody else not be in their power. Before, when I was hurting and I was broken, I would look at other people who were in their power, who were doing those things, and I'm like, there's gotta be something different about them. There's gotta be something that they have that I don't have, that's different about them, the reason they have such a belief in themselves, or such an easy life, or whatever it was. I would look at other people who were better than me. I would look at other people as if they were better than me, even though they weren't. There is nothing different between your physicality, your body, and your brain, and your capabilities. There is nothing different between you and a millionaire, or you and a person living underneath a bridge. The only difference is what we have programmed into our brain. That person living under the bridge is actually capable of being just like that millionaire. They are capable. They can make that switch happen. But they have to change their mind to be more like the millionaire. That's it. Once you start to embody who it is that you want to be, you will become that person. And I want so badly, to be a good catalyst, you know? I want to be a good catalyst. I want to spark people, because I can spark people. I can spark thoughts in people, right? And I always do. If I have a conversation with somebody, I spark thoughts in people. And if I'm in a negative place, I'll spark negative thoughts in them people. But if I'm in a positive place, and I'm in a good, loving, safe, happy, healthy place, and I'm wishing happy, healthy, and safeness for them, then the things that I get them to think about are going to bring them closer towards that. I know I'm a catalyst. I set people off. And honey, if you are around somebody and they don't like being around you, and they feel like they need, if they are constantly feeding you negativity or feeding you something bad, it's because that's where they're at, and they perceive you as being slightly or drastically above that. No one will ever try to knock you down if you are below them. They won't. But if they feel like you're catching up and you're surpassing them a little bit, they're going to start throwing stuff at you if they don't have the confidence to get themselves out too. So this is why it's so important to watch the people that you are around. This is why after you start to wake up, you start to not want to be around them people anymore. You start to want to move closer towards positivity and things that make you feel powerful, because you deserve to feel powerful. Once you get a taste of that power, you cannot be weak anymore. And you won't hang out around weak people, because you will see what they do. You will see what they do for what it is. And then you won't be able to pass that weakness down to your children. Once you become stronger and you see the trauma for what it is, you won't be able to pass it down. This is how we break family curses. This is great. This is great. Okay, I hope that I really hope that this helps, and I hope I didn't ramble too much, go into circles or whatever. I want to be as helpful as I possibly can. I want my people to be happy, healthy, and safe, just like I wanted to be happy, healthy, and safe before. I want everyone around me, and I want anybody who sees this video to find something in it that makes them think about something differently, that makes them reach. I want us to reach. I want y'all to reach with me. I started reaching, my life changed. I want y'all to change your lives too. Oh, excuse Excuse me. Sorry, I need to go eat something. Anyways, mwah, I love you so much, and I hope that you guys found something helpful in here. I hope something triggered a thought or a change in your mind. I hope that something beautiful comes from this. I love y'all so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.